Have you ever caught yourself thinking, I'm still walking every day, so why do my legs feel less steady than they used to? Or wondered why the stairs suddenly demand your full attention, even though you're doing all the right things? If that sounds familiar, you're not imagining it, and you're certainly not alone. After our mid-50s, and especially into our 60s and beyond, many active people notice a quiet change. Getting up from a chair takes a bit more effort. Your knees don't feel as dependable. You hesitate for a split second stepping off a curb, and your balance feels fine until it doesn't. The reason is simple, and it's not a personal failure or just aging in the vague way people say it. As we get older, the body gradually becomes less efficient at holding on to muscle, particularly in the legs and hips, and it can happen even in people who walk regularly. Walking is wonderful for the heart, mood, and circulation, but it often doesn't give the muscles a strong enough signal to stay powerful, especially the muscles that catch you when you wobble, control your knees, and keep your feet responsive. Think of it like this. A comfortable daily walk keeps the engine running, but it doesn't always keep the chassis strong. Over time, if the legs aren't asked to push, lift, and hold against gentle resistance, the muscles can shrink, and the nervous system can get slower at quick corrections, the small adjustments that stop a stumble from becoming a fall. That's why someone can be faithfully active and still feel their legs shake on stairs or feel uncertain turning quickly in the kitchen. The good news is that you don't need a gym membership, fancy equipment, or long workouts to send your body the message it needs. You need a small dose of the right kind of effort, done consistently and safely, and a chair is one of the best tools to make that feel doable. Let me walk you through 3 simple chair-based movements that I often recommend because they focus on the exact abilities that keep you independent: steady feet and ankles, strong thighs and hips, and the day-to-day skill of standing up and sitting down with control. First, let's talk about the lower legs, because most people ignore them until they notice swelling at the ankles, cold feet, or that heavy legs feeling at the end of the day. Your calf muscles aren't just for walking. They help push blood back up from the legs, and they play a major role in ankle stability. If your ankles are weak or slow to react, you can feel unsteady even with good intentions and lots of steps. A simple seated calf raise helps wake that system up. Sit tall near the front half of a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor about hip-width apart, knees bent comfortably. Rest your hands on your thighs so your shoulders stay relaxed. Now slowly lift both heels while keeping the balls of your feet on the floor, rising as high as you can without forcing it. At the top, pause and squeeze the calves as if you're trying to make them switch on fully. Then lower the heels down slowly, not dropping. Do that for about 12 to 15 repetitions. Rest briefly and repeat for a second set, working up to a third set as it feels easier. If both legs at once is simple, you can alternate one foot at a time, which also challenges balance in a safe, seated way. People are often surprised by how quickly this makes their feet feel more awake, especially when they stand up after sitting a while or when they take those first steps in the morning. Next is the movement that truly predicts independence better than almost anything else: standing up from a chair and sitting back down with control. If you can do that smoothly, you can get out of a car, rise from the toilet, stand up from the sofa, and recover from a misstep much more easily. This is where chair squats, sometimes called sit-to-stands, earn their place. Many adults avoid them because they worry about knee pain or think squats are only for younger people, but the chair makes it safer by giving you a clear target and limiting how low you go. Start by sitting on a firm chair, feet slightly wider than hips, toes pointed mostly forward, heels planted. If you like, place your hands on the armrests or the seat beside you at first. There's no prize for doing it hands-free on day 1. Lean your chest forward just a little, as if you're bringing your nose over your toes. Then press through your heels and stand up smoothly. At the top, stand tall for a moment. No need to lock the knees. Then lower yourself back down slowly, aiming to quietly land rather than plop. That slow lowering is where a lot of strength and control is built. Begin with 8 to 10 repetitions, rest, then do a second set. Over time, you can reduce how much you use your hands, or you can count to 3 on the way down to make it slightly more challenging without making it risky. Real-life example, if you've ever stood up from a low sofa and felt your knees complain or felt yourself push off with your hands, that's exactly the moment this exercise trains, so daily life starts to feel less like a negotiation. Finally, let's focus on the front of the thighs, the quadriceps, which are the muscles that help control the knee and keep you steady when you step, climb, or catch yourself. When quads are underpowered, people often notice shaky legs on stairs, difficulty stepping up onto a curb, or a feeling that the knee isn't as trustworthy. A seated leg extension with a brief hold is a straightforward way to retrain those muscles. Sit upright with your back long, shoulders relaxed, and both feet flat. Then slowly straighten one knee so the lower leg lifts until it's roughly level with the floor, stopping short of snapping the knee completely straight. Now tighten the thigh gently and hold for a slow count of 3 to 5. This hold matters because it teaches the muscle to stay engaged rather than just swing the leg. Then lower the foot back down with control. Switch legs and repeat, aiming for about 10 to 12 repetitions per side, then rest and do a second round. If you want to increase the challenge later, you can lengthen the hold, slow down the lowering, or add a light ankle weight, but many people make excellent progress without adding anything at all. What I like about this movement is that it's specific. It strengthens the muscles that stabilize the knee and helps you feel more secure in the exact situations that tend to make older adults cautious: stairs, uneven pavement, and sudden direction changes. When you put these 3 together, calf raises for ankle response and lower leg circulation, sit-to-stands for whole leg strength and everyday function, and leg extensions for knee control, you're covering the foundation of safe movement in a way that doesn't require you to get down on the floor or worry about complicated routines. A practical way to start is simple. Choose a time of day you can stick to, like after breakfast or before the evening news, and do them 3 to 4 days a week. On the first week, keep it modest, 1 or 2 sets, slower movements, plenty of rest. Your goal isn't to exhaust yourself, it's to send your body a clear, repeatable message that these muscles are still needed. Most seniors notice progress not as a dramatic transformation, but as small wins that matter. Standing up feels smoother, the legs feel warmer and more responsive, you don't grip the handrail quite so tightly, and you feel calmer walking across a car park or stepping off a bus. If you miss a few days, you haven't failed. You simply start again, because strength at this stage of life is built through patience and repetition, not intensity. And I'll leave you with this reassuring thought. The body at 55, 65, or 75 still adapts to what you practice. When you practice controlled standing, steady ankle work, and strong thighs, you're practicing independence itself, quietly, safely, and in a way that fits real life.